Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. I am FM. We are looking at something called another 424, also known as FMITUP 442. So here's the deal. Another one I got in the same locations that I've been getting everything else, but it's called another 424. Its formation on the page is 4222, and the tactic itself says 442. So somewhere in there, you'll get the right answer. But this is another one that looks fairly attacking, as you can see, 4 up front pretty much. The win percentage and loss percentage aren't great. 46 win percentage, 28 loss percentage. It is great overall, apparently, according to the star rating. Sub-top is fantastic. Underdog, not so much. But it is created by Jogofian. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it looks okay. There's not a lot of information right now. There may be a discussion board on it. So there's some imagery and things like that. So take a look and see what you can glean off that. But as you can see, starting out as a sweeper keeper in defend, wingbacks in support on the left and right, ball playing defenders in the left and the right positions, DM in support on the left as well as the right, inside forwards on the left and the right. I mean, it's basically a mirror. Advanced forwards on the left and the right, attacking mentality, in possession, attacking with this fairly narrow, approach plays pass into space, overlap in the left and right, focus play down the left and the right, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, and low crosses. And remember, as always, pause where you want to see something a little bit more in depth. When possession has been lost, counter press, counter, and then distribute to the fullbacks and roll it out. I know I can go quickly on these. Out of possession, high press line of engagement, lower defensive line, so you've got quite the midfield in there. Trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and get stuck in. So overall, how did our three teams do? We play with Wolves, Newcastle, and Tottenham, and as you can see, Wolves having an absolutely banner year. 85 points, tops of the charts, 26, 7, and 5. Absolutely fantastic. 100 goals for, 46 against. You can see how attacking minded this is. Goal differential 54 and 85 points. Newcastle with 76, also doing a fantastic job. Tottenham at 67, about average. Wolves' schedule. You start out nicely with 2 fantastic wins, especially against Manchester United, but then 4 losses in a row. You're starting to look a little weary, but immediately pick it up. Aston Villa 1-0 all the way through the end of the first half of the season. You are out in that set of losses. EFL Cup second round against Leicester 1-2. But then second half of the season, the only losses you see, FA Cup fourth round against Manchester City, Man City in the Premier League, and then Aston Villa 1-2 in the Premier League. But overall, I mean, a fantastic set of run. Newcastle not doing too badly themselves. They finally win against Liverpool 3-2 at the very start of the season. It never happens until now. But Fulham loss, 2-4 loss against Tottenham, and then Premier League losses against Brentford in the second half. EFL Cup semi-final second leg, 1-8 against West Ham. Now that's a doozy. After kicking the crap out of them 5-1 at home, they really came back and stormed one on you. But Aston Villa is really the big team this time around. FA Cup quarters, you're out 1-2 in extras against Everton. That hurts. But overall, a fantastic set of runs there too. Tottenham having a somewhat nice start. I mean, a lot of draws in there, a lot more than you'd like. But if you take control of this team, do your own tactics, do your own shouts, do your own transfers, things like that, you could probably turn a lot of these draws into wins. I would hope 3 points there. But 1-4 against Wolves is the only loss of the first half of the season. That's interesting. But you continue on. Man City 2-8 in the EFL Cup semifinal first leg, and you only beat them 1-0 at home. That one hurts. I mean, there's a lot of big score lines here. Champions League round of 16, Marseille 1-4, and then 3-0 in penalties. So you do continue on, but Red Bull is where you call it quits. 2-3 at home, 1-2 loss away from home. And yeah, that hurts. But FA Cup final, you do lose out to Man City 3-4. Now, I would have expected Wolves doing so well, they probably had brought someone in. Well, they only brought Tormena in from Braga, 11.5, and Tunis from Paços de Ferreira. I have no idea. But that was in September. Nobody, Daniel Podence out, Lembikisa, we've seen them all before, but I mean, that one person and the tactic is what did it. The tactic itself just brought Wolves into absolute fame. It's absolutely pretty amazing to see. Newcastle, however, definitely bringing some people in. Ronnie Edwards, Kai Kennedy, Ugarte, and Malcolm in there. Malcolm for 35, not bad. Ugarte for 52. Tottenham not really spending a whole lot. I mean, 16 on Barbosa brought in September, but Tony Weston, Marius Wolf from Borussia Dortmund, and then Cristiano Biraghi from Fiorentina for 6.5. Squad-wise for Wolves, nobody getting into that 40 appearance mark. That's interesting to see. But 39 for Jose Sa, Raul Jimenez with 38 plus 1, so they're still up there. Goals, 26 for Jimenez, only 16 for Cunha, and Neto with 14. They didn't spread it out all that much. I mean, there's a lot with, 8 and above. There's some with 5, so, I mean, I guess it's spread out to a degree, but in the double digits, only 4 players. That's kind of something to see, and one of them's not even there. But assist-wise, 20 for Sarabia, Neto with 11, and Semedo with 10. A fantastic set of results there. A lot of greens, too. 7-4-1 for Jimenez, Traore was 7-2-1, and Sarabia was 7-14. Now, this is what I would have thought I would see with Wolves, having done so well, but 47 plus 1 appearances for Trippier, 44 for Nick Pope, and Botman for 42 plus 1. Not too bad. Goals-wise, 32 for Isaac, 27 for Wilson. I mean, you do have one more than Wolves did in the double digits. And again, Wolves had one player out on loan. But not a lot between 5 and 11. So, Wolves definitely spreading it out a bit more than that. Assist-wise, only 16 for St. Maximin and Trippier. Not quite the Sarabia numbers, but 13 for Wilson, 12 for Isaac. So he's kind of doing it all around. And as you can see in that average player rating, 7.60 for Isaac. Wilson with a 7.53 and 7.44 for Joelinton. I mean, a nice spread there. And of course, having Champions League in there helps quite a bit. Tottenham, 58 appearances for Hugo Lloris. Son with 52 plus 1. Kulusevski with 50 plus 3. Even Kane up there. Goals-wise, it's all Barbosa, though. 33 goals, 27 for Kane, 23 for Son. Not too bad. Assist-wise, 19 for Kane. Porro with 14. So Kane getting out and doing the assist mark instead of the goal side. But 10 for a piece for Son and Barbosa. Average rating, not a lot in the green, though. But 7.40 for Fraser Forster, 7.39 for Barbosa. Not too bad. Data Hub-wise, as you would expect with these types of really attacking-minded tactics, bad in defense, really good attacking-wise. I mean, look at these goals and non-penalty expected goals per 90. Fantastic. I mean, through the roof. Absolute top to the Premier League, I would imagine. Definitely need to improve on the back, but again, these tactics, if you're all out attacking, really help you when it gets to climbing the table for the most part. So that, I mean, we've seen that time and time again. Newcastle adding shots per game to their repertoire. Defensively, not great, but very good in attack, as you could see. Just like before, Tottenham doing very well in all 3 of these categories. Defensively, not so much. I mean, overall performance, you can see the tackles are not great. The XGA is not great. Conceded per game is, I mean, fine. But these numbers here, right there, those 3, doing a great job. And there you have it. Wolves with 100 goals, as we've seen before. Newcastle with 87 and Tottenham with 85. Fewest shots against Tottenham. So possession is in there. Nobody for dribbling. Fewest conceded, and most shutouts are both there. Most tackles, yeah. Defensively, not very good pass completion. But Newcastle for most shots for 687. Tottenham and Wolves up there as well. And then most points per game. Yeah, pretty much as you'd expect. Most goals, Wolves with Jimenez in 3rd place. That's kind of interesting to see that they're not in, the top 2. But Haaland with 32, what are you going to do about that? Wilson, though, Isaac, Barbosa, and Son. Barbosa with 21 in the league. Most assists, Sarabia with 18. Of course he's up there. Harry Kane with 13. St. Maximin, Neto. So all these, they're filling the top 8, which is nice. Most player of the match awards, St. Maximin, Jimenez, and Isaac. But this is pretty much average. Best pass completion. Nobody actually, but still average thereabouts. Most dribbles made, Aït-Nouri. Fewest conceded, Sa and Lloris up there with most shutouts. Aït-Nouri, most tackles won, so he's got one piece of the tackling side. Most key passes, Trippier, Sarabia, and Porro. You'd expect Trippier and Sarabia up there every single time. Most shots, Isaac, Joelinton, and Jimenez. So overall, a fantastic set of results for Wolves. A fantastic set of results for Newcastle, both in Champions League next year. And then Tottenham in the Conference League, not great, but it's kind of where you'd expect them to be, around 67. Usually about 65 to 70 is kind of the average of what I've seen from them. But fantastic for Wolves, just 85 points, only 5 losses. But that is it for me, Seffian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.